Hi, this is Amanda from Hindustan Times. Today I am with the team of Comicstaan, Kusha Kapila, Abish Mathew, and Aadar Malik. How are you guys?
Very
Good.
good. Thanks,
We're
Amanda.
good. We're good. Thank you.
First of all, congratulations on the show.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
So I'll
Thank you.
start with Abish and Kusha. Abish, you previously interviewed Kusha on your show, Son of Abish, and now you two are hosting together. So how has been the experience? And Kusha, as you know, Abish is a veteran, Comicstaan veteran. So did you take a lot of tips from him?
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
Abish, you should answer
Interesting.
that first.
Okay, I'm answering this first, okay? I feel like Kusha and I are the same person. So I had South Indian genes, she had North Indian genes. But like when we meet, I feel like sooner or later Kusha should do a talk show and I should be transitioning towards what Kusha is doing. That's the ambition we have
Yeah.
in our long career working.
You know how they talk about the galaxies just colliding a billion years from now? That's what they mean by that. Abish is going to become me and I'm going to become Abish. Abish is the most North Indian, South Indian you'll meet, by the way. You have to understand that. So he is South Indian, but he grew up in Delhi, okay? So you realize the person that he is, ek pal kuch aur dusre pal kuch aur. So, but yeah. But yeah, Abish is the best, okay? He has really made hosting such an easy thing for me, especially because I auditioned with him. I auditioned for Comicstaan with him. And he's just always... Ranveer Singh said this in another interview. Also, Ranveer Singh said in the recent episode of Coffee with Karan that I'm very light-footed in the journey of life. I think Abish is that person. He's very light-footed in the journey of life. And there is a certain calmness that he brings to the collective hyper energy of the hosts. So there is this lightness of being. To be Abish is the lightness of being.
Wow, guys, I don't know. Please continue. Please continue. Sorry, Amanda, we're going to ignore Aadar. All of you stop.
But I can leave. In the interviews, like there is this lightness of being, which is Abish Mathews.
Top that, Aadar. Top that.
I'm a very heavy-footed individual. I stomp through life.
He was the best, yeah. He really made me wanted. He made me feel wanted on the show. Chalo ye bolte. He made me feel wanted, and he really made me feel like I belong there. So thank you, Abish. This is not an interview. This is me telling you.
This is a monologue.
Yeah, this is feels
love
now.
for Abish. Okay.
Yeah.
So, Aadar, you have a very versatile career. You have worked as an actor and you have worked as a musician and now as a comedian. So, but when I see your shows, it's like music and acting has become a pure comedy, which was the case in Premier League, Premium League, and on your Instagram account as well. But which one of these is your favorite? Acting, music, or comedy?
I think I like acting because, and I think it's acting and comedy kind of overlaps each other because I get to do everything in these two forms. And comedy, I've realized I don't want to separate the idea of stand-up comedy from acting on stage or something like that. It's become this little animal that I like to wrangle every day on my own and the way that I like to do it. And I stopped bothering with what was, and I think Abish was the one who kind of told me this, kid, just stop bothering with what, you think will work or not work. Just start doing whatever the hell you want to. And I started doing that quite recently, and I'm really enjoying it. So it's just one thing. Like yesterday night, I was hosting, like I was doing a show last night, and today morning I'll probably go for a theater rehearsal, and then in the night probably I'll do another show. So, and that's a stand-up show versus you're doing like plays, and it's really not mattering anymore to me. It's just so much fun because I've just eliminated that segregation. And eliminating segregation is always a good idea.
And I watched Aadar on Modern Love Mumbai in I Love Thane episode. And he just like, again, I must say it again, he just really belonged, in like the acting space also.
Yes,
So
I definitely belong in Thane. I absolutely.
I really look forward to seeing Aadar like really knock it out of the park in terms of his performances.
Well, I
Thank you.
personally love the combination in Indian Premium League of all three, and jokes about your music skills and everything. It was a lot of fun.
Thank you.
So, Kusha, you mentioned in your Instagram post while announcing Comicstaan that you had done a lot of preparation for the audition, and you were a bit careful about it. That to tell that you have worked hard for it. Was there a specific reason behind it?
हाँ, because हम creators है ना, there's that joke ना कि हम 15 सेकंड के बाद हम so yeah, sorry. That's the thing. First of all, it's 90 seconds now. तो हम 1.5 minute तक बोलते
Oh
हैं.
yeah.
But Comicstaan is a long format show. So I just wanted to tell them that mehnat kariye. Like, it's not like we're just there. And honestly, if it wasn't for the writers, sort of, and Bhavesh and my co-host Abish and Kree, who would actually sit and we would rehearse it. And the lines, how they were written, we would like, for Abish, obviously, like, it wasn't that tough because he's a veteran and he's done this for many seasons and he's a great host. And even when there were technical glitches, the way he used to manage the crowd, like his crowd work is just haha, it's just too much fun. In that moment, maybe audience ban jati thi, even though I was standing with him on stage. But other than that, he's just, you just need to understand why a certain joke is written and how it needs to be delivered. These things need to be understood. That you need to intellectualize these things a little bit. Sab kuch, you can't be like, we'll wing it, spontaneous kar lenge. Aise nahi hota hai. So you need to understand all of that, and all of these people really helped me understand that how do we reach there. Because if I am not committing to what's written and how it's supposed to be delivered, then I'm not being a good co-host to Abish. So even Abish in the first episode after we shot it, he told me, you need to listen more. It's something such a small statement to make, but then I know why he was saying that, because when there are two people hosting, you need to understand that what joke am I cracking and how I should perceive it. And and from the second episode onwards, you were like this, we like killed it. So yeah.
Credit where it's due, if I may just chime in, is that from the first day of audition that had happened, Kusha didn't have live experience, but she had, I think, hosted an award show just a few days before. Yeah. And because we had so many reads that we had to do, every time she came in and Kriti was there and the team that was there kept telling us, try these things. So traditionally, the hosts do more work during the season of Comicstaan because we also have to figure chemistry, dialogue. So I think that entire creative process is where I think we got to spend a lot of time together. Be like, oh, get to work on like what the tone of the show could be.
Yeah.
So full credit that she was able to handle the audience at the end of it completely. And even I was like, this is great. It felt like, it didn't feel like, a different industry. It felt like somebody who now has live experience as well. So it's easy to communicate on stage. So that was really unique.
Plus, Abish and I used to plan our entries. That was the best part. We both used to plan how we will enter in every episode. I hope they've retained that. It was.
I saw a bit where.
Sorry, if I could just I saw Kusha during my episode, and she was prepping and and the thing is, then I left and I came back in the finale, and it had changed. Her whole attitude towards hosting, it had changed. Also, Abish wasn't there. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. Okay. And so she was like, until Abish came over, she was like, she was handling it all like a pro. And it was like, oh, dude. And it was because I got to see that complete change, right? I didn't see her suddenly for 2 months, and then boom, I suddenly saw her again and just completely in her element.
Did you just drop a spoiler that you were not? You just came back to finale after gone. You were gone for like.
No, I think that's quite clear in the episodes that Abish is just stuck.
Abish, nahi, aisa kuch nahi hai. He actually comes as the winner of Comicstaan.
Yeah. Oh, that I've been getting so many messages like, "Oh, wow, you're participating in Comicstaan. Well deserved." I was like, "Oh, maybe I should have participated." That might have made people happier.
Yeah.
Creators get a lot of flack, no, for
Hmm.
going to a very sacred comedy space. So a lot of people were like, this guy was like, how can she be the judge? How can you make her the judge? Isko kuch aata bhi nahi, this unfunny girl. And then I responded, I was like, मैं host हूँ. फिर ठीक है, all the best.
Has there been more reactions like that on your Instagram account? People telling you, trolls telling you that what are you doing? You can't do this.
No, it's been very positive, if I may say so myself.
You just did. You just did.
Okay, this question is to all three of you. Lately, in the past few years, do you feel pressure to be politically correct when you're doing comedy, making sure that you don't offend anyone, being a little scared about it? Has there been such a feeling?
I
What?
feel.
No, there's no such thing. Kusha left.
Sorry. I had to feed my dog. I'm so sorry. I just very unceremonious.
This was a very iconic timing. I just said, "Are you scared?" You just left.
No, I didn't leave. Did I miss something? Yeah. So yeah, Comicstaan is a great. I was so proud of it. We're so incredibly proud of this show. I think what we have created here is going to be watched a lot.
No, my question was that do you feel the pressure to be politically correct in the past few years? Things have changed, and do you feel the pressure to not to offend anyone while doing
नहीं
comedy?
वो lawyers handle कर लेते हैं आजकल. So it's like preemptively told what will work and what won't.
Yeah.
Abish,
It's
what do you have to
interesting.
say about it?
It's interesting because, for example, when you're creating a show that's going to an audience that has a massive following, our objective is always to give like a show that everybody can laugh at. And that's why it's like there's a term called art versus art by committee. Art is where an individual can put up their opinion and their own personal stake of what's there. Art by committee is when a bunch of artists make sure that the best product comes out that has the best ethics and has all the tonalities matched. So that's why it's always interesting to not look at just the show, but also the individual artists that are attached and newer comedians who are coming out. Because I've done this for 3 seasons, this is the same question that's been there since season 1. So over the years, this question has never changed. So then my entire realization is that within this churn, look at the show is the best variant that everybody can enjoy, and then look at the artist in case you like the artist perspective.
Yeah. Also, the intent, you have to question the intent of the show. The intent, great answer. Wow.
Very good.
The intent of the show is to actually ensure that all the comics who are on the show, the newer comics, they get their due and they get their time in the day, which is they get their moment, right? They are the stars of the show. And I keep saying this, they are the ones who are to benefit the most from this show. So the show has to be about them and there shouldn't be other things that should distract from that intent.
Yeah.
That's the idea always. We've made a great show. It's coming on 15 July. It's Comicstaan on Amazon Prime Video. Must go watch it.
Very excited for it.
Okay. One last question I wanted to ask you, Kusha, was that you have now started as a host, and you have also been working as an actor. You have Masaba coming up. So, but you haven't abandoned your Instagram audience. You still create a lot of reels. So, does it ever get difficult maintaining all of that, managing all of that together?
Oh, to be honest, when you're on a movie set, there's a lot of waiting. Aadar will tell you that. There's a lot of waiting, especially if you're playing a secondary character. There's so much time on your hand. And मैंने एक बार एक song के लिए shoot किया था जिसमें सिर्फ मेरा shoulder था और मैं 5 दिन के लिए गई थी उस shoot पे. मैंने बहुत content बनाया उन 5 दिनों में. So Comicstaan was obviously really demanding, and my content did take a backseat when I was doing Comicstaan because it's a very demanding show, and the host especially. Our day actually starts at 7-8 in the morning and it gets over at 1 in the night. So it's very taxing, and that's why we're so attached to the show also, because we've spent the most amount of time on set also. Yeah, so it's never going to take a backseat. I don't think so. I love making content. मुझे बहुत मजे आते हैं. मुझे बहुत मजा आता है.
And by taking content took a backseat, she was uploading only 2 reels a day, guys. So it was a real backseat for content. Jo Kusha ne content डाला था. But there's a really nice. I don't know. I'm quoting someone, but I think this was an actress who said that I act for free. I perform for free. I get paid to wait.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Irfan Khan
to actually be honest. Yeah. Oh.
Many actors have said it, and Irfan Khan has also said it, that actors get paid to wait. So there's a lot of waiting, yeah, on sets. बहुत wait करना होता है. So yeah. But ideas जब आ जाए तो now I'm actually very well versed with the medium. So
honestly, I didn't feel bad when you guys were also, because there were so many comics to hang around with backstage. It actually became this is not a regular film set जहाँ पे सब लोग बस बैठे हैं बोल रहे हैं हाँ बहुत बोर हो रहा है. This is like everybody's just constantly. If you are free standing in a corner eating a vada pav, एक comedian आ जाएगा suddenly, या तो contestant होगा या कोई होगा आके बोलेगा, hey, what do you think of this bit? And they'll just start performing. They don't care who's around, कौन देख रहा है. They just start performing a bit in front of you. कि तेको कैसा लग रहा है, अभी मैं जाने वाला perform करने.
जब Comicstaan का finale भी हुआ था ना, तब everybody was in the same room. You know, imagine all the mentors, judges, hosts, the newer comics. Everyone is in the
comedians.
Yeah, it was like इतने मजे आ गए. मैं तो बहुत starstruck थी उस रूम में, तो but I used to keep it like ठीक है, behave yourself, get yourself together.
Yeah, I totally remember. It was so much fun.
Okay, one last thing. Abish, you started as an RJ. Kusha, you got a fashion designing degree, and Aadar, you have been performing since you were a kid. So let's talk.
Yeah, I have a law degree, but nobody really believes that. Like नहीं झूठ बोल रहा है.
No, but you have been performing also since 7, no? So you have been doing this.
Yeah, a very long time. Yeah, a very long time to be unsuccessful. Your question was?
No, but Aadar's episode, I have to button here. Aadar's episode, I can't tell you which genre he's doing, but I'm guessing people will guess it. But the way he's pretty much taken over the episode, because he has a lot to do in that episode. Like, he's pretty much the sutradhar of that episode. So the way he takes that episode forward and the way he engages us, like even Abish and I were sitting on the side and you were like, like we were pretty much a part of everything that he was making everyone do and the comics do. It's a joy. That episode is pure joy. Pure joy.
Okay. So my question was to Kusha and Abish, what was your turning point? You know, when you realized that this is something that you want to do, completely switching your careers?
I think when Aadar decided to become a comic after getting a law degree, that was my turning point, to be really honest. Abish, what was yours?
I think it was that law degree in a universe. I'd never met someone, but I felt like there was a future law degree that was pending. I'm sorry, is that the question?
This is completely derailed.
I can't even imagine how the Comicstaan press cons were when all of you all were together.
In the same. Wow.
We are very formal. Actually, we are very nice. Politely, we're giving so many answers. I think.
Sorry, Amanda, we're just having too much fun here. Probably because we met after. Like, I started making more than my salary, to be really honest.
Same.
More than my salary, monthly salary was my
turning point. Same. For me, it was when I was doing radio. I was already lucky that I was doing radio, but like to switch to comedy was when weekend shows made slightly more than my weekly pay. Then I was like, make a switch.
It was all about paisa.
Because parents you can only convince with popularity or paisa. So if you're popular, that's okay. But are you making money? But if you're making money, then you're secure. So you need to secure them. That's why they've been supported.
No, Amanda, it was about our worth being recognized. It was about the worth.
Okay. Anyway, it was so nice talking to you guys. All the best.
Thank you
so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Lovely talking to you.
You were really Thank you.